Everyone, it's Couch Muller for another edition of CSN. The SEC, who is trying to rig this whole college football playoff thing in their favor by having themselves get 4 seeds. Automatic bids, which I think is very unfair. All right, let's start off with Alabama. Where do the Crimson Tide land?
Got the Crimson Tide going number 2.
Ooh,
Number 2. They get there, but they fall just short.
There's going to be some very angry Alabama fans about this.
Oh,
Them finishing number 8 in the conference this year.
That's crazy.
Bama is realizing what rebuilding is, and they will continue to rebuild for a couple more years. They'll beat LSU, if that makes the Alabama fans happy, and if there are any Alabama fans, they're probably literally ringing up Paul Feinbaum right now to tattle on me.
Call him right now!
All right, now we go to Arkansas. Where do the Woo Pig land?
Arkansas finishing in 14th. They're turning more into a basketball school. I don't think I can remember a time where Arkansas was very high in the top 25, if at all. So,
they were pretty darn high a couple years ago in the top 25.
They just don't really ever have anything to offer me specifically, I guess.
They're getting pretty good in basketball. They're also like in the College World Series. It's like the highest remaining seed right now.
Nice.
Have Arkansas going to 11 this year. They're going to be competitive, but at the same time, they're not going to be competitive, if that makes any sense, which it probably isn't. Yeah, they're going to be in a bowl game this year for sure. Alabama's most despised team, Auburn. Where does Auburn land?
I got Auburn going number 6.
Oh!
To be honest, I don't really pay attention a whole lot to specifically the SEC, just because I mean you can't really get away from it with ESPN and all them. So Auburn's one of those teams where I don't really know a whole lot about them, but just based off of the little bit of reading I did, it seems like they got a good group of young talent, but they might need a year before they're challenging, the top 4, top 5 teams,
I agree with the last part of that statement. I don't think they're going to finish number 6. I think they're going to finish 14th in the conference this year.
Dang.
They're going to compete hard for the Iron Bowl. I just don't see the Tigers doing much this year. They're not going to leave a big dent. Mm-hmm. I know On3 said that the Auburn Tigers will be playoff sleepers. I just don't. They say that every single year, though, and getting a little tired of it. Ew. The Swamp Beasts land this year.
I don't know how much slack I'm going to get for this one. Florida's never really been a team that I care about. I got them at 12.
Ooh. Why so?
I don't really see a whole lot. I mean, quarterback for them, but I haven't seen anybody really any good since Anthony Richardson a couple years ago, and even he was okay. Yeah, it seems like they always get these really big stars that come out in full force, and then they just kind of tail off, and they get injured, and the whole season goes kind of down the drain. So I guess I expect that to happen to them pretty early.
Well, Gator fans, I got you guys finishing at number 4 this year.
Whoa!
The Gators actually were a legit team to finish the season. They almost knocked off Georgia on a 3rd-string quarterback. Florida's going to be quite the difficult team. We go to the Peach State, where the Dogs reside. Where do the Dogs reside in the conference this year?
I got them rolling down the track at number 3.
Ooh.
I got a question about who's playing quarterback. I don't know whoever they bring in to replace Carson Beck's going to be good enough to get him over the hump, but I think it's going to be tight between them and Bama who's going to get in there. But I got them losing out just a little bit. They're going to slip up somewhere against the Auburns, the Ole Miss, the LSU's, the A&Ms. They're going to slip up somewhere.
I have Georgia finishing just behind Florida, and there's going to be a lot of unhappy dog fans about this, but what's that coming down the track? I don't know, but send it back to number 5 this year. I know there's going to be a lot of angry dog fans. Georgia's going to be middle of the road. Georgia, you need to hold your horses. That is, if you can drive them legally. Because they are speeding too much down there. Where does Kentucky land this time?
This is one of those schools that's kind of fallen off in every sport. I got them at 15.
Yeah,
They might be good. I think they're pretty good in soccer if memory serves, but their basketball team hasn't really been relevant for a while. Their football team, they play really good defense. They've got a lot of really good defensive prospects that come out of the draft, out in the draft every year. But their offense just never seems to get to the same page as the defense. So I got them at 15.
I have them at 13. I think they'll shock some people this year. They'll pull off a couple upsets, but I just don't see them going that deep. Where did the Tigers land?
That they're probably number 5.
Oh,
That's probably high. That's probably higher than they deserve to be. They don't really have a whole lot of big name talent, but I know that they come out of nowhere every couple of years, and I think this is one of those years that they're going to come up just a little bit. I think they finished, what was it, 7th or something this last year. 5 feels right. 5 feels about right.
For LSU, I think that it's going to be a minute before we see LSU return to the top of the conference. It'll be definitely a team that will make an attempt to beat Bama. I don't think they'll beat Bama. So if that makes any of you Bama fans happy and you would like to get off the phone with Paul Feinbaum, stop telling me I'm a traitor to the Alabama name. I tied. Does Ole Miss finish this year?
I got Ole Miss finishing number 7. They don't really have a quarterback, as far as I understand. Yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. But they're always getting wide receivers.
Will finish at number 10 this year. I think that they're going to go off a cliff. I think they'll come back next year for sure. I just don't see them coming back this year as a very formidable force. So, arguably the worst team in the SEC, Mississippi State. Where do they finish?
Well, you're not going to get any argument from me there. I have them finishing dead last.
Me too. I think pretty much every single person on earth has Mississippi State finishing last. Even Mississippi State fans probably do.
Got to be realistic sometimes, you know.
Mississippi State, they just need help. I can't remember the last time they were very good in any sport, to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just leave Mississippi State to bask in their own misery. We now move on to Mizzou. Where did the Tigers land?
I got them hitting number 10.
Ooh, yep.
They're just kind of one of those teams. They hang around. They play all the good teams tight. They were just one of those teams that kind of plays to what their opponent does, I guess. So, you know, they're playing better than you would expect against like Bama and Georgia, but then you get to play in Mississippi State and you're playing them close too. So
yeah,
that's why they're going to be number 10 for me.
I think they're going to be number 12 this year. I think that they kind of were revealed as frauds after the Texas A&M game that caught everyone by surprise. Missouri's going to finish number 12. They're going to make a bowl game, but they're going to finish number 12. Do I hear a Boomer Sooner by any chance? Where does the Sooner wagon roll this year?
It's probably a good thing that your comments are going to be off for this one, but Oklahoma should have stayed. Oklahoma should have stayed in the Big 12 and let Texas go off and do their own thing. I got them finishing number 9. They don't.
Oh,
They just don't seem to be able to keep up with the talent that Texas is getting as being part of the SEC now. The talent they've got can compete in the Big 12, but probably that's probably the extent of the talent that they can get. So gonna hit number 9.
I'm for a few Oklahoma fans. Totally truthful here. I think that OU. I think that they went to the SEC expecting something different. I think Oklahoma finishes 15th in the conference this year.
Whoa!
That they're just not going to be able to compete with the rest of the talent this conference has right now. So, and where do the Gamecocks land this year?
I got them below Oklahoma and Mizzou. They're finishing 11th.
Ooh.
They're 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 real stout on defense, but they're just another one of those teams that like I can't think of. I don't think of them as an offensive team, and unfortunately, in college football nowadays, you still got to score points. I love defense, but you got to
Yeah.
score points too.
Well, an early Heisman candidate resides on the Gamecocks team. I don't remember what his name is or what his position is, but the Gamecocks will finish second in the conference this year, and they will bounce back. They barely missed out on the college football playoff this last year.
Wow.
I think that the Gamecocks will roll to a SEC conference championship. That will make
Wow.
fans a little upset.
That'd be quite the season, man. I think that would just be that'd be one of the biggest sports stories in a while.
I'm all here for it. I believe the eyes of someone are upon you. The eyes of Texas are upon you. I've memorized that fight song. Where do the Horns finish this year?
Well, thanks to Mr. Arch Manning and pressure from my wife, Texas is going number 1. They are winning
Agree,
the SEC.
Huckam!
Yep. Arch Manning looks like he's going to be pretty legit, and I have never wanted the Seahawks to get the first overall pick more, because that would just be pretty exciting. Ooh, look at that!
What did I do? What did I do?
Man, that's. I think you just figured something out. I don't know how you did that.
The Longhorns are back. Texas is back. Whenever there's a Manning in the SEC, you know you're in big trouble. So Texas is going to finish number 1 in the conference. They'll win the conference this year as well. So the eyes of Texas are upon you. What did I
You did it
do?
again. I don't know. It's got something to do with your
It's a
double
book.
hooking them.
It's the book. It's the book, I tell you.
See, is it this? I don't think it's going to do it for me because I'm not that cool. Nope. All right. Well, I'm going to be done making a fool of myself real quick. Yeah,
I did it again.
yeah, it's not going to work for me, man. It's the prime glasses. It's the prime glasses in,
Oh,
in
yeah.
the hook 'em.
You need to get those. Come on.
Yeah, I got to, man.
We stay in the state of Texas. Giga Maggies. Where do they finish?
Hear me out.
Okay.
Number 4.
Okay.
Number 4.
I have them at
Number
number
4.
I have them at number
Oh,
50 this
oh,
year.
okay. Well, then, yeah. We'll hear us all out then.
Mike Elko is a tremendously good coach, and I truly am a huge fan of him. I think Texas A&M is going to be a team that's going to be up there as one of the better teams. I still say hook 'em, and I will cue the little lasers behind me. Oh, not anymore. Their little thing is this. We're doing this for the Aggies this year. Oh, yeah. Thank
So you're
you.
figuring out a whole bunch of cool
Even
little
the
tricks today.
technology agrees that we're going to go. Aggies will do a thumbs down. Thank you very much. I did not know. Learned something new every day.
There you go. Always learning.
To the Tennessee Valley. Where do the Vols land this year?
So they lost Nico. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name due to these weird NIL deals that they've got going on in college football these days. Which NCAA, if you hear me, bring back the transfer. You sit the next year.
Stop paying him that much. I think.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. I'm all for name and likeness money.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
you gotta make sure some of these players stick around in the places that they start out in. You can't have everybody transferring to Texas all the time.
Yeah.
So Nico, what's his name, left. I can't. I don't know who they've got playing quarterback. That kid was really good. I just don't know what else they've got. They play hard defense too. All of the SEC does, but I just don't think it's going to be enough for them.
Number 6 this year, they're going to be relevant to what they were last year. We'll see how they survive without Nico. We now move to the Music City. Where does Vandy finish?
Really, I was making this list, and I got to Vanderbilt, and I was like, I really want one of these years Vanderbilt to just take the world by storm. But it's not going to be this year. They're going to be 13.
Vandy will finish number 6 in the conference this year.
Okay.
Because of their sweet baby boy Diego, who is coming back. I think Vandy has all of a sudden entered the chat. Basketball, baseball, football, the works. They've entered every single sports chat that there is. So Vandy is coming for everyone's crown. And Alabama, if Ryan Williams is watching this, you better watch your mouth, because Vandy is not the ant that you're going to kill with the sledgehammer.
Mm-hmm.
Vandy is the other sledgehammer you're going to have to fight with. Vandy may have a half-built stadium, but they're going to get it done. They're going to finish number 6 in the conference this year.
It's so exciting just to see that rise, man. That'd be so cool.
I'm excited. All right, that does it. We're all out of teams. From me and Jalen, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on CSN.